Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Planescape Torment. Let's go ahead and talk to Tryst here and see what she has to say. You see a young woman who's trying to get your attention. She is wearing shoddy clothes, but her demeanor is one of elegance, unlike that of the people who surround her. Upon closer inspection, you notice that her skin is clean and smooth, lacking the yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She notices your approach and smiles at you. Greetings!
I thank the powers that you noticed me. I'm in need of the services of a mercenary.
She pauses and examines you more carefully.
If appearances are any indication, you would seem to be such an individual.
What exactly is it that you want of me?
She nods to you. The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. I'm in need of a champion, someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me of this fate.
She pauses and looks at you expectantly. Well, tell me exactly what's going on. She thinks for a moment.
This is long in the telling, Cutter. Please bear with me.
Go on. She sighs and begins her tale.
My husband died recently and left me his business. I am not business-oriented, so I decided to sell. Not long afterward, I was contacted by a lender saying a loan on the business had not been paid.
She pauses to gather her thoughts.
I examined all the documents my husband kept and found that there had indeed been a loan taken, but it had just recently been paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later he asked for a copy of the document. It was nowhere to be found.
She looks concerned and pauses to think. Uh-huh.
Well, when I could not prove that the loan was paid, the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. Since it did not pay off the loan, I am to be sold on the block to try and recover the remaining amount due.
She gives you a forlorn look. I don't understand. Why sell you into slavery?
She shrugs. It serves many purposes. First, it keeps the prisons relatively clear of all but the vilest of criminals. Second, the sale of the convicted is used to pay for any damages, costs, or fees involved in the case. Finally, the convicted still serves a sentence from which they are eventually released, supposedly as better citizens.
This is all fascinating, but I don't see how I can help you. Oh, come on! I'm not that dumb!
I need someone to find the missing document, the one that proves my loan was paid. Or if you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back.
She gives you a pleading look.
I can't spend the next 5 years of my life in this ward, Cutter. It will kill me. Surely you've noticed the illness shared by all who live here.
Yes, the yellow skin and coughing. She nods her head.
Yes, Cutter, please, could you find it in your heart to help me? She looks at you nervously. Please?
Truth, you've been found guilty in a court of law, and only the law can help you. Yes, I'll help you. I have some questions.
Updated my journal.
That truth didn't sit well with me. She nods her head eagerly. That felt more like lawful neutral than lawful good. She nods her head eagerly.
Ask anything, Cutter.
What's the lender's name?
I know his name well, Cutter. After all I have been through, I will not likely forget it.
She gets a faraway look and then shudders for a moment.
Byron Pickett is his name.
She pauses for a moment.
And his associate may be someone named Lenny.
Ah. Who is this Lenny?
She thinks for a moment. There was a small, feral-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally.
She pauses and looks lost in thought. Go on.
She frowns.
She frowns.
I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them as if they were new, as if he were not used to wearing them.
She pauses again.
On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. He called him Lenny.
Well, I know where to find Lenny. I have some more questions. Who do I need to talk to about your contract?
That would be Darren the auctioneer. He's usually over there on the block.
She points to the front of the platform. I have some more questions. Could you have misplaced the loan document?
She shakes her head. No, Cutter, I am a very meticulous person. I kept the document in a lockbox in my husband's study. He had never left that room.
Do you think the loan document could have been stolen?
She shrugs. I don't know. Why would anyone steal that yet leave other valuables be? It makes little sense to me.
Well, maybe the lender stole the document so that you pay for the loan twice. She looks at you in shock.
That is a terrible thought.
She hesitates and then begins to tap her chin with her finger as she thinks.
But also a most ingenious one, Cutter. This Byron Pickett does strike me as a knight of the post.
A what?
She gives you a quizzical look. A thief or a cheat, Cutter. Such are called Knights of the Post or of the Cross Trade. Alright, some other questions. Have you explained any of this to these courts you spoke of? She nods her head. Oh, yes, Cutter. I've explained my situation to many. You were the first to be willing to help me. She smiles warmly at you. I think I must be going now. Farewell. Alright, well, let's talk to him first and see how much the cost would be. I want to ask you about Tryst. He frowns for a moment, then shrugs. Very well, sir. What about Tryst? She says that she doesn't belong on the block. He sighs and frowns at you. Would you say otherwise if you were in her shoes? In that someone cheated me out of a loan that had already been paid? Yeah, I would not say otherwise. If you mean if she's lying, well, no, I wouldn't lie. He shakes his head. I have heard her story, sir. Although I sympathize with the lady, there is nothing I can do without evidence to back her up. What if I can prove she is innocent? He laughs and looks at you mockingly. As an agent of the courts, I could go before them with new evidence, and have all judgments against Tryst reversed. Do you have such evidence? Not at this time. He nods his head. Do you intend to seek such evidence on behalf of Miss Tryst? Yes, I do. He stares at you for a moment, trying to gauge your seriousness. Very well. I will not auction Tryst for now, sir. Good luck with your endeavor. Now leave me be and get to it. Thank you. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised. Well, I don't know how much her contract is, but we'll go talk to that Lenny schlub. Actually, let's quick save, talk to you. You see a reptilian creature with a snake-like body, 4 clawed feet, leathery wings, and a draconian head. Incidentally, Abishai were created with the help of Tiamat. And oddly enough, there were 5 types in first edition AD&D, and they only brought 3 of them over to second edition. I don't know why. It's missing the blue and white ones, I believe. I have to go back and double check. You see a reptilian creature, and I think the red ones are actually the weakest. Weirdly enough. You see a reptilian creature with a snake-like body. Oh, also, they're supposed to be the spirits that inhabit the Draconians of Krynn. The scales covering its body are a vile shade of green. The creature stands upright on its hind legs, balancing with its prehensile tail. As you approach, its eyes narrow to slits and it begins to hiss. Greetings! The air around the creature begins to radiate heat as its scales take on a pale sheen. It gives you a hungry look and appears ready to strike. Suddenly it releases a flurry of hisses and relaxes its stance a bit. Go. Grossuck no talk. Told wait. It glares at you as its tail lashes back and forth. Sebastian sent me. The creature relaxes quite a bit and the air grows cooler. It holds out a clawed hand to you. Give Grossuck information. He looks at you expectantly. What information? It's hard to read facial expressions on a reptile, but you are certain that Grossuck is rather annoyed with you. His tail begins to lash furiously, and the air grows warm again. No question, give Grossuck information or die. Grossuck then take information from body. I need to know which piece of information is for you. I run in errands intended for several people, you understand. He glares at you for a moment while he thinks. Finally, he gestures at a nearby tower. Siege towers. How get inside? Sebastian say he divine way. Grossuck takes a step toward you and holds out his hand. Now give. Oh, that information. I'm sorry. Sebastian wanted to deliver that one in person. He'll be along soon.
Updated my journal.
The air around Grossuck begins to radiate heat and his scales take on a pale sheen. He gives you a hungry look and appears ready to strike. He opens his mouth to reveal several rows of razor-sharp teeth. No. Grossuck, think you lie. Give information now. Grossuck kill quick, not slow. Now, not give Grossuck take time. Remove your insides. Let you watch. Fine, I don't have the information you want, but I know something that I think is worth my life. No. No. Fine, Sebastian sent me to kill you anyway. I'm okay. I'm okay with this.
Endure.
Let's see. Magic missile. Wow, 20 points of damage. Ooh.
Holy cow, I dealt 20 points of damage? Yeah, I got a critical hit. That's pretty nice. Alright, what else do you have? Vilquar's Eye. Sure, let's try that.
That cannot be two skies.
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
Hey! Alright, and I gained a level. And we killed it. It had 7 coins on it.
Aye?
Alright, level up. She is gaining a fighter level. That's pretty good. +1 fist. Saving throws have improved. Fighting skills have improved. 5 hit points. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Done.
Alright, we'll go talk to Sebastian first, and then... oh, hello. Use them for whatever you will. That is slightly disturbing. Alright, Sebastian. Sebastian smiles at your approach. Good day, Cutter. Have you completed your quest? Yes, and I've come for what is due me. One moment, please, Cutter. Sebastian reaches into his robe and removes a small crystal ball. He gazes into it for a moment, then, before returning his attention to you. I cannot thank you enough, Cutter. I shall live up to my part of the bargain. Are you ready? Sure. 4,000 experience points. It is done, Cutter. Once again, I thank you. Thank you and farewell.
Updated my journal.
Oh, hey, charisma increased permanently by 2. Nice. Awesome. That didn't actually, like, change my sprite or my portrait at all, did it? So, my charisma is now 19. Your charisma surpasses that of mortal men. Your presence is such that many would lay down their lives for you. Sweet. Sweet. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. I'm pretty sure that he was lying to me about all that and everything like that. But it was totally, totally worth it. This strange building appears to be a coffin maker's shop. The sign about the door has the slogan, "Engineered for Eternity," clearly written upon it. Well, let's go in there first. Then we'll go talk to Lenny.
Done.
You don't mind me borrowing your bandages and your copper coins, do you? No? Sweet. This board contains various tools used in the art of coffin making. You're the best friend a man could ever have, Dimtree. It's not clear if this is a tombstone or a headboard. This coffin is currently under construction on this table. This has to be the finest coffin I've ever put together, eh, Dimtree? Dimtree? So that's Dimtree and... wait a second. Hamrus and Dimtree, okay. You see a rugged-looking, square-jawed man. He turns to you with a wide smile. How are you, Cutter? Good day to you. Good day indeed. He squints at you for a second and then juts his hand out to shake yours. Let's shake his hand. Greetings. Hamrus at your service, member of the Harmonium and the fashioner of fine coffins for the recently departed. I think I know you, do I not? Let me see if I can place it. He pauses to think a moment. Sharp with names I was in the Harmonium, let me tell you. Know everyone on the entire ward. I have some questions. He nods at you. Ask away. I'm looking for someone named Lothar, or the Master of Bones. He frowns deeply in thought. Can't say as I've heard of that fellow. Isn't he, like, literally next door to you? I mean, I haven't been in there, but seems like that's the building that it's supposed to be. Master of the Bones, you say? Catchy title, that, he smiles. In a way, I guess you could say that's my title as well, dealing with corpses and as much as I do. Now, I know that most of them are covered in flesh, but there have been plenty of times and when I've had to make a coffin just for the bones. There was this one fellow that had his bones picked clean by something. Never did find out what. I have some more questions. He nods. Ask away. I hear your father died. Can you tell me what happened? He frowns at you. Well, he disappeared some time ago, so I can only assume he is dead. Where did you hear this? I don't recall. You say he disappeared? He nods. Oh, yes, many years ago. Many years ago. My father was a talented stonemason, and he did not only construct sarcophagi, but he was also quite skilled in tomb design. People from across Sigil. The room begins to fade around you as a memory tugs at your consciousness. Relax and try to remember.
Updated my journal.
500 experience points. You find yourself standing in this very shop, talking with an older man while a child sits in the corner and plays. On the counter between you and the shopkeeper is a set of plans. You seem to be explaining some intricacies with the construction of a tomb. Your vision fades as you try to examine the details of the plans. Ah, so he's the one that made that tomb that I have already been into. Seems pretty obvious to me. I wonder if that means that I killed him so that there wouldn't be anyone to tell the secrets about it. When your sight returns, you are standing in a cavern in front of a tomb. Above the entry, you see the slogan, Engineered for Eternity, clearly carved in the stone. The shopkeeper is standing next to you, a broad smile on his face. He gestures to you, and begins to walk into the tomb. You quickly match his place from behind and draw your blade. Yep. You find yourself back in Hammer's shop. He is looking at you with some concern. Are you well, sir? Tell me what happened to your father. He simply vanished one day, leaving most of his commissions unfinished. Most embarrassing. Took a long while to get out of the debt caused by his disappearance, and to an extent I am still settling various accounts. Still have a certain aptitude for the work, and he sighs lightly and gets a faraway look in his eyes. Go on. He shrugs. Sorry, I was just thinking. My father's disappearance was the reason I joined the Harmonium, and left it later on. At first I had a burning desire to find out what happened to him. Later I felt a certain obligation to continue his life's work. He sighs. I never found the answers I sought. It was quite the mystery as to what happened. His voice fades in silence. Did your father keep any of the plans for the tombs he built? He thinks for a moment. Yes, he did. After I came of age and inherited the business, I went through all of his records. They were quite extensive. Why do you ask? If I describe a tomb to you, could you tell me if it was your father's work? He frowns in thought and then shrugs. I can but try. My harmonium training has blessed me with sharp memory. I should be able to recognize my father's work if you give me enough details. Describe the tomb from your memory. He thinks for some time. There's little doubt that the tomb you describe is my father's work. The slogan you mentioned has been the family trademark for several generations. He pauses and gives you a strange look. This tomb, where is it located? I'll describe the location. You describe the location in detail, surprising yourself with the knowledge you seem to have of the area. Hammer's watches you with a concerned look. Odd, I don't recall anything in the family records that would even have permitted him to construct a tomb there. The Dustmen are very careful about building rights and real estate, especially beneath the streets of Sigil. Then you recognize the location? He nods enthusiastically. Oh, yes, sounds like the Drowned Nation's catacombs to me. He pauses. I've never been there myself, but I've heard the area described many a time in my years in the Harmonium. I need to know if your father kept the plans for that tomb. Yes, the warehouse where I store my goods handles my business documents as well. Anyway, they are having internal problems of some sort, new management or some such nonsense. I haven't been able to replenish my stock of late, and I doubt I could retrieve any paperwork from them either, he frowns. The Harmonium would never let things get so out of hand as to cause distress to its customers. His voice fades away as he thinks, and then he looks at you. Perhaps you would look into the matter for me. The warehouse? Yes, the warehouse is having some internal problems of some sort. Whatever that means, I can't get any stock from them until the matter is cleared up, he frowns. That is literally the exact same. I guess I don't have I guess I don't have a choice. If I want the plans, I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
He smiles broadly. Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, you may have the plans for free. He gets that lecture look on his face again. That may not seem like sufficient payment, but let me tell you about the difficulty involved in creating those plans. No, thank you. I'll just get started on this right away. Farewell. Another time. I have some questions. Who's your friend here? He glances at the customer. Dimtree? He shrugs, like he hadn't considered the fellow before. Quiet, doesn't say much, do you, Dimtree? Dimtree doesn't respond, but simply gives the same blank expression. A few seconds later, he nods. Hammer shrugs, turns back to you. Wandered in one day a few weeks back, been a regular ever since. He hasn't bought anything, but he doesn't cause any trouble, so I let him stay. Seems harmless enough. You see, when I was serving in the Harmonium, part of our work was to take people under our wing, give them a little shelter from the chaos of the streets, get them spruced up. Nah, I can talk about something else. You see a tall, slender man with a glassy-eyed expression. He seems engrossed in some tale that the shopkeeper is relating. Occasionally he nods his head, but makes no comments of his own. Greetings! The man turns slightly at your greeting, just enough to acknowledge your presence. You notice that he is a little pale of complexion and rather gaunt-looking. He's giving you a blank stare. The shopkeeper does not seem to notice any of this and continues with his stream of useless prattle. I have some questions. The man slowly turns his attention back to the shopkeeper and nods at some point being made. The nod seems to come too late in the conversation to you, but the shopkeeper is oblivious to this fact. Slowly, the man returns his attention to you, staring at you blankly. Are you all right? The man continues to stare at you and slowly nods. You wait for any further response, but he says nothing, only stares. You are about to turn away in frustration when you think you notice a strange, musty odor about the man. Step closer and sniff. You lean in and sniff at the man, unsure what you'll find. As you do, a musty odor fills your senses, an odor you recognize from your time in the mortuary. It is the smell of dead flesh preserved by magic. You're a zombie, aren't you? The creature continues to stare at you blankly. Slowly, as if with great effort, he begins to reply to you. Only your speak with dead power makes him understandable. Yes, I am Dimtree. Why are you here, Dimtree? Dimtree slowly glances at the shopkeeper and makes a feeble gesture towards him. Seeing this as a sign of interest, the shopkeeper redoubles his efforts in telling whatever tale he was relating to the poor creature. Dimtree looks at you again. Hamris, he talks. Hamris never stops. Wanders town, annoys master, annoys everyone. Master create Dimtree, tells Dimtree talk Hamris. Now Hamris stay in shop. Master happy, town happy, Dimtree sad. Is there anything I can do to help you, Dimtree? The creature pauses, then resumes his slow speech with you. You can almost detect a pleading tone in his voice. Yes, find Master Sebastian. Ask him release me, please. He turns his attention to Hamris momentarily. Please. Why don't I just put you out of your misery? Dimtree barely shakes his head at you. No, Master revive. Must ask Master Sebastian, please. Sure, Dimtree. I'll see what I can do for you.
Updated my journal.
You can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Dimtree, thank you, friend. You're welcome. I have some questions. The creature gives you a barely perceptible shrug of the shoulders. No, nothing. Dimtree summoned by Master. No darkness, peace, rest. Then Hamris. Sorry. Help you if could. I see. Farewell, then. Before we do that, it does not look like there's anything else here. Alright. Well, as long as we're here, let's talk to Lenny first. It's on the way. You see Lenny. He gives you a mock smile at your approach. Well, hello again, Burke. To what do I owe this pleasure? I have some questions. What if I told you Byron Pickett sent me? He stops smiling and examines you for a while. His eyes linger on your scars, and he swallows slightly. After a moment, a frown settles on his face, and he appears to be nervous. Pickett sent you? Why? He said you could answer some questions. He frowns. What questions? You notice he is rather tense. I've had a skull stolen from me, and I want it back. Do you know who would do such a thing?
Updated my journal.
He hesitates for a moment, then relaxes slightly. You get the impression that he expected you to ask about something else. He smiles at you. Stolen skull, eh? Well, that'd be the work of Lothar's boys, not me. I've heard of Lothar. I just need to find him. He frowns. Now, I don't know that I want to be the one to answer that question. He glares at you for a while, then shrugs.
Ruined building just south of the siege tower. You can't miss it. He smiles evilly again. I have some more questions. So, I could be interested in learning the thieving art, but I'm not really. I want to ask you about the papers you stole from Tryst. He swallows hard and stares at you. You notice his muscles tense, and it looks like he is ready to run. He puts one hand on his hip in a nonchalant manner, but you can tell he's wound tight as a spring. I don't know what you're talking about, Burke. You'd best be off. Smile wickedly. You know what I'm talking about, Lenny. Byron had you steal some papers from Tryst. I'm here to collect them. He swallows hard, and the corner of one eye starts to twitch. He glances at the scars that cover your body, then tries to meet your gaze, but cannot. Collect them. I destroyed the papers after I nicked them, just like Byron told me. He finally meets your gaze. Really? Then why are you so nervous, Lenny? Let me guess. Byron thinks you destroyed the papers, but maybe you didn't. Maybe you kept them. A little blackmail material, perhaps? He stares at you for just a moment, then suddenly turns to run. Grab him before he gets away. Just as he starts to run, you leap forward and grab him. He deftly steps out of your reach and begins to sidestep you. Seeing your quarry about to escape, you make another, more desperate lunge at him. You fail to grab him, but you do manage to bump into him hard, knocking him off balance. Your efforts foil his escape. All right, I didn't destroy them. I'll give them to you. Just let me go. Hand them over, Lenny. He sighs. I don't have them with me. You frown at him and see fear grow on his face. I swear it. I don't have them. I put them in storage. He continues to stare at you, breathing hard. Then let's go get them. He shakes his head sadly. We can't. They're in the warehouse, and they're not open for business right now. Rumor has it there's some sort of management change going on. But I don't know if that's true. In any case, I can't get the papers. He looks at you sheepishly. I'll look into this and get the papers myself, then. Fine, I guess that snake Pickett wins again. He looks at you defiantly. Actually, Tryst wins this one, Lenny. He frowns. What do you mean? I'm not working for Pickett, Lenny. He stares at you in disbelief. You serious? I thought, but you said... He watches you closely for a moment and then laughs. You gave me the peel so I'd spill the chant to you. He shakes his head and looks at you with respect. Good job, Cutter. Let's go get the papers, Lenny. Okay. Look into this and get myself. Go to the warehouse and tell the clerk I'm here for a loan. And he'll give you Tryst's papers. If you tell him I gave Pickett the laugh, he'll give you a bonus. What bonus? Evidence, Cutter. It'll take Pickett off the streets for a long time. If you give it to the right person, he thinks for a moment. If there's someone in the Harmonium you think you can trust, give it to them. Alright, farewell.
Updated my journal.
Alright, well, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's go talk to Sebastian first. But it is about time to end the episode anyway, so when we return, we'll talk to Sebastian and see if we can get him to put the zombie down. See you later, everyone.